What's happening, everyone? Welcome to Thursday night's Airbrush Down Under Tricks. How's everyone doing? Let's get a sound check. Let's get a video check. I got Facebook over here, YouTube over here. I think we got audio. We got Gary Shees in the house, first one in. Michael Stanton. Over on Facebook, we got Rick Pierce, Jan Smith, James Collier, George Weldon. What's going on? All right, we are doing good. Also got to love my pack of Skullz. Well, you're in luck tonight, man, because we're going to do pack of Skullz. I had nothing planned. Finished a bagger with Blue Real Fire and Skullz today. Well, it wasn't a new bagger. It was what I did last 2 years ago. That's got a slight damage. And then a new owner, and then we just retouched everything up and changed it around a little bit, and that's might end up for sale down in Daytona in a couple weeks, and then definitely by Laconia it's gonna be for sale, but it might be in Daytona. So I just finished up today. It's going to the shop that's building it, be put together, and we'll see what happens. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. And Brother Todd over there. Everything's looking good. Everything's sounding good. I gotta move my screen here a little bit so I can see it better. All right, all right. Robert, what's going on? Cool, cool, cool. So, like I said, I didn't have anything planned tonight. And I was gonna do a couple things. I thought about doing this, I thought about doing that, and I'm like, I was doing Skullz today because I was doing Skullz and Blue Fire, and I'm like, man, I said I haven't even used a pack of Skullz stencil since we did all the individual pack of Skullz videos, which are available independently, like each skull independently. But I haven't just winged it and done one with a bunch on the panel or something like that. And the last time I did a video montage, it was this one here, which I'm going to put this up on screen here. Was this one here. This was the last video I did of like a combo of Skullz. Which this one is cool. This one was done 2020. This was done. So this is a really cool one. So we're going to leave this here for reference. And, you know, like always, we'll take bids on that. And you know what? I'm going to take bids on this too. Okay, this one's done. This one's matte cleared. I can always go gloss clear, but it looked really good matte. It just looked really cool. So I did this one matte for the studio here. But I got so many panels in the studio that I think we'll put this one up. Let me get a notepad here. And that's an airbrush hitting the floor. Awesome. It'll be fine. Okay, where was I? Notepad, notepad, notepad. Or I guess it's just gonna be a piece of paper. I don't have my post-it notes. Darn it. There we go. Put this up. Alright, let's see what we got here. Chris Garcia, what's going on? All right. Zoom out a little bit here. So we got Skull. Let's see, we got tonight's Skull. In case we do multiple bids, we'll do new and black and white Skull. In case anyone wants those. Virgilia, what's going on? Oh, we got a bunch of people on Facebook as well. Kevin Kelgler, what's going on, man? Robert. Cool. Well, I'm glad the sound's going good. Everything's good. let's, I'm going to bring this just up just a hair. There we go. Alright, we're going to put this baby just up. Let's do this. You know what? I'm going to bring this one down a hair. And I'm going to put this one up here. In case anyone wants to see it. We'll go from there. Okay. Alright. So Gary S is 125 on the OG. And then the new one, we're going to get started. So, alright, let's do the first things first. We will get a tape out border. Yeah, we'll just use a little FBS gold. Hope everyone is doing well. Brian Kajikian, what's going on, brother? Tighten all this stuff. There we go. Just getting things adjusted. A little 1/4 inch. Actually, this is ½ inch. ½ inch FBS gold on a sanded aluminum panel. This has been scuffed with red Scotch-Brite, and let's see. You know what? Let's start this out. Do we want to do a center skull, or do we just want to make them like all over the place? Like we'll put one up like over here. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna stick this guy over there. And we're just gonna build kind of maybe something. Or do we want to center and do a little bit of a balance? Yeah, let's do a little bit of a balance. Let's do this. So, I don't want to copy this one. I want to do something a little different. So let's put, say, since El Padre just finished one, let's do that. I'm going to start with you. And we're just going to do how I normally do these. I don't leave them there very long. As some of you who followed me for a while probably know, I like to wing it a little bit and just do a lot more freehand. So I'm going to grab my clips. So Gary said random. The corner one looked good. Yeah, it did look good. You know what? We're going random. We can still do this guy in the center, but we can do this. We can like put him like that. And then we can have like maybe this guy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'll have this guy coming down like that. We're getting all 6 in here. All six. We'll get this guy. I want you coming up, but that's going to be a problem. We're going to do this. And I'm going to tape this guy down to the surface. Scott, I did get the Uncle Scully, but I haven't done anything yet. Well, do it, man! Do it! What are you waiting for? I'm just kidding. But yeah, find some time to do it. I'm not kidding. Let's do you like that. I'm just getting all 6 on here. Oh, you got 125 on both, Gary? Gary's going for the double. Okay. And this one's already done, doesn't it? Unless, I know, you're going to want this one gloss. So, that'll have to get re-cleared, won't it, if you win it? Could be. Here's a little secret. When you're doing collage ones, if you want to make your life a little easier at times, you can, like, hide some of the teeth. Yeah, we'll hide those teeth and I'll only have a couple. And then we have one more. Let's see, we need the side look. Side look. And what side look already taken out? Let's see here. Yep. I see it. Oh, for those who have the stencils, this is how I store them. After I cut them up, I just stick them together like this. They take up less space, and then because it fits right inside each other, then I can just untape it and pull it out. But they stay a lot better like this when you do that. Love when you do the stencils. Thanks, man. And then this one, maybe I'll just run him in here and again, or we'll see. I want to put him in somewhere. Let's do this. You know what? Maybe have you a little closer. You a little higher. Yeah. And just randomize you that way. You're going that way. They gotta look different directions. We can't have everything same. Nah. You know, I kind of like when sometimes they hide from they're coming out from each other. So let's do that. Just mess around. Just got a camera forward. Still need to get a laptop next. 2 more weeks. Cool, man. You're gonna like the camera. It's a great little machine. So we'll bring him down and we'll just get all 6 of these guys in here. I'm gonna tuck him a little bit. We'll tuck that. A little closer. And just kind of get a cool arrangement going here. I kind of like that. I think that'll work. Cool. Cool. Definitely smash that like, subscribe, do all that funny stuff. Peter from Quebec, thanks for popping in. And while we're on the subject, we got to thank all our wonderful YouTube members and supporters. Got a couple new ones. A couple drop in, a couple drop out. So we got 49 of you guys right here. So thank you all for your monthly subscriptions and helping out. Keeps this channel running. The more the merrier. I've changed the monthly discount to 15% off. So any vectors and downloads you do will be 15% off. I do have to update that, so I'll do that as soon as this feed's over. And so all members will get that automatically. And of course, we got to thank our lovely material sponsors, what we use here. Great Textile Water, Fish Eye, FBS, Finishing Air, all that stuff. Thank you guys. My shameless little plug for those guys. And let's just get this shindig started. All right. So I think I'm going purple. Tonight. So I mixed up some purple candy. And then I did a little purple candy with some black. I did my Airbrush 1-to-1 mix. But I did add a little bit reducer to it. Let's see how we're doing. So, my rule on Skullz when you're using stencils is don't over blast it. You know what I mean? It's very easy to overdo it. So when you're doing this stuff, keep your color very subtle at the start, okay? I'm barely spraying. And like all these little details like eyebrows and stuff like that, I don't even spray directly into them. I just let the overspray get there. So like when I'm doing the eye here, I'm already kind of putting that drop shadow in by just going around the lower top, like the light source is coming down. Yeah, I do a little top down, you can see. And then I don't worry about that little line. I don't worry about specifically putting paint in that little line. Because the overspray is going to get there anyway, so I don't purposely put paint in there. Like the nose, I come right across the top like this, and I maybe start to come down a little bit, like where that septum's going to be. And I don't overdo it, okay? This is kind of the key I found to doing it, is you just want to register the stencils. Remember, you can pull them off and bring them back in later. But like even all these little teeth in there, I don't really go in heavy and spray there. I just do this loop. The overspray is going to get in there. Right here, I just come across the bottom of the teeth. And I know you can see the palette a little bit, so I usually start to do that now. And just kind of put that in place. That's one thing if I was to redesign these, and I've been talking about it for a while, and I got to see if they want to go through with it. I've been talking about doing a double size version of these, twice the size, but have like extra detail and more things in it because the skulls would be bigger, and like textures and cracks and like bone separations and stuff like that. It's something we've talked about, so we'll see. But I can do that while I'm here. I'll just come down. I don't get crazy. I just go across the top a little bit because I don't want harsh lines. The key to using stencils is not to have it look like stencils at the end. Okay, so you want it nice and subtle. Peter, thank you. Oh, yeah. Airbrushing is fun. We got Chad Kennedy, Gary on both platforms. And then you also got to figure which is which. So, because I put this one over the top, I can decide which one's going to come first and which one's going to come second. So if I spray him now, I can leave it. See, I've already got the spray, so I'm going to kind of leave that to where it is and watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to ever so slightly put the teeth where they are, just a little bit. And if you are going to do an eyeball or something, let's see, where is you? Where's my pocket graphics? Pocket graphics go nice hand in hand. Fingerprint cuts. What's going on, man? Let's see. Do I have anything I want to use in here? What do I want to use the brake? Use that. Use that. I wish I did. Where's my circle template thing? Grr. Yeah, like I said, we've talked about doing a bigger set, but then we can't. The problem with the bigger set, we can just do skulls. We can't do the bigger set with the skull and the back, or the whole positive negative thing. And I'll explain why. So, like when these come, these are like this big. So you have the positive, and negative side. So if I double the size of them, these stencils would be massive if we did them this big. So that's why we don't. So if we do them, they'll probably just be the stencil themselves. I don't think we'd be able to do both. It's possible, but I just don't think it's going to work. Unless we put them together like this, and then we'll do a snap out. But then there's going to be a slight gap between it. So it might. It's something you know, we're going to have to talk about for the future. Alright, so we're going to do an eye. Look, I'm going to do this one now. I'm going to put this single one in here. And I just spray the template. See where I'm spraying? Right there. And let the overspray get around it. And then I'm going to come in here. Put a beautiful in. Right there. And that's it. And I can go, if I want to do an iris, like a little bit of an iris, I can kind of do that. See, now we have the start of an eye. Eye. Okay, so we got him. These aren't touching. Let's get him in. And be conscious of your light source at this point. Like I said, the light's coming down, so I'm putting the spray there. The over... Whoa. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Shaggy. That's going to stain. Going to have to work that into the artwork somehow. If I was Bob Ross, I'd be calling that happy little accidents. There we go, it's gone. Oh, isopropyl alcohol. Gone. All right. Good. Can't believe that cap popped off. Cool. All right, like what I was saying. Keep your eye on your light source, and I know it's casting a shadow down, so I'm going to stay right there. Keep that in. I'm just going around under. Let the overspray get where it's going to get, because when you see it, you got plenty of detail there. See how that, I only sprayed here, but that overspray got up here. That's the most I want there, because I can freehand all those details. I don't want big, bold lines there. Okay? Under here. Now I'll put this guy back. Make sure you wipe it off first. And there we go. Nope. That's not where he was. Right there. Just don't go too dark, man. You can always, like I said, you can always add. Big Mountain Customs, what's happening? Okay, so don't go too nuts. Okay, now I can pull him off. Like, that's enough for what I need. So now when I put him here, I can do that. I can pull him out. Okay, because see how it didn't spray there? Now I can put him in front by doing this, by just the order I pull. So for those seeing these stencils for the first time, these are my pack of Skullz, which we've had out for a long time now. Originally it was a 6-pack of Skullz, which was one set. That was way back in the day. And then, let's see, do you use those on a motorcycle also? So I use them on a motorcycle for like filler. Just because when my main subject matter, I tend not to use these just because I've used them so much over the years. So I tend not to make them the focal point of one of my customer motorcycles. But when I'm doing like real fire and stuff, I'll pop them in and out. Nice, yep. This is Candy 2.0 Deep Purple, what I'm using here. Terrence Phillips, what's going on, brother? You know, this little paint there. We'll just erase those happy little mistakes out. Look at that. Done. And then finally, the OG. This was actually the first one I made when I was designing these back in the day. But notice how I'm not purposely spraying in the eyebrows. Yum. So look, if I can do my drop shadow already. Like I can put that shadow right where it's going through now. And already have it set up. I'm already thinking about that. So see where I'm putting the shadow like it's casting down already? That saves you so much in the end because you already have it starting to be laid out. And that's a cool, simple layout. Now, if you're going to add like a background texture or something, I would have done that first. So if I can go in reverse, which is always fun, but you can. Take your time. I'm going to line these back up. Now, normally I would have done these first, but I just want to show you. You can go backwards if you need to. Just taking our time. Put this back in. This has always been one of my favorite ones. I love this guy kind of the most. I go between these two. I love these two. I did originally design one of him with the big jaw as well. And I thought about doing like a... I always thought of doing like an add-on set. Like almost like... I remember Mike Learn used to have one called Mr. Potato Skull or something like that. It was basically a whole bunch of different things. And I thought about doing like an add-on set of different items. Like horns and bones and things like that you could just add to the same set. Cool. Alright, so now if I want to do a background, this is where I could bring in, just like we did the swirl background in here, like this. I'll do the same thing on this one. Yeah, like an add-on set. Yeah, I thought about it. Yeah, so now I can go in, I can use one of my glue stencils. Which, I'm testing out a couple new glue guns I got. I got a couple small ones and some glue sticks. I think I'm going to do a how to make these templates. I will keep all the members, because I'll make that initially a members only. And how to make these glue templates. I'm setting it up to see if I can show how to make it. Really isn't the problem. I just want to make sure it like does well in a video timing. So I got to do a practice run to make sure it's going to work. Warlock, what's happening? So now we got that, and this is going to be kind of locked in. The one thing about using this stencil is it's really hard to reposition because it's so random that, like I don't even know which way I had this one now and where it was. Turn it. because I want to do something. And I don't know where it was. No, we're just going to have to wing it, I guess. So I come in here. I just want to go in between so we get that right shadow. Oh, you know what? It has to go through the mouth too. A little bit behind here. A little bit behind here. I think we're good. I think we're good. Cool. Now, we put these guys off to the side. Oh, you know what I should do? I need more magnets, more magnets, more magnets. I have a whole ton of magnets somewhere. I have a little box marked magnets. Yes. Because these I use on my Warhammer guys to magnetize their parts. And we'll keep these to the side. So we have it when we need it. Kind of part two, just, you know, the last time I did these, man, those skull ones, I'm a little disappointed with the amount of watch time on them. I gotta re-edit them and kind of knock them down and get them back up. Because I thought they would have bigger watch times. But I didn't have anything going tonight that I knew I was going to do. I haven't done Pack of Skulls in well over a year, year and a half. And what I got to do is, like the last time I did a video was these guys. This was the grouping video. And then I did each one individual. So those are all up on my channel for you guys. Okay, I'm guessing, and boom, the glitter bomb went off my face. Oh yeah, that's awesome when that happens. Yeah, Tammy Miller, what's going on, Tammy? Thanks for popping in. And there we go. The other thing is, I haven't put them on MckayFineArt.com, but I will. The original one, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab them. So I only have a few of these, and I haven't done more, and I will. Oh, so Warlock, yeah, so we have 2 bids going right now. So we have 125 on each one of them. This is the new one, and this is the original one. Okay, so the old one's at 125, and the new one's at 125. Okay, we're good there. Honey! So, I have these, which I haven't... The last people who saw these were at the last Airbrush Rendezvous. And we did sign copies. So I have a handful left, and I can always do more. These are going to be 20 bucks a piece. And we can put these on the store, but if someone wants to reserve them, you can message me on Facebook and put your name in for one, and I'll let you know when they're up on the store. These were the prints of the original poster, which I mean the original painting. Which I believe from right, Gary, you have this original, right? Or does Warlock have the original? I forget who had the original. So this was done in 2022. So the last time I did each one of these skulls was 2022. So these prints are available. They're 20 bucks. I'll sign them. I got a handful. Obviously, members, you'll get your 15% off. So I'll run these through the store. Then what I'll do is I'll let you know when they're available. But we'll make sure you each get one. So, yeah. So I do have the prints of these. They're nice. They are to scale. So message me on the side and let me know, and these will be like I said, 20 bucks a piece. I'll get them on the store probably tomorrow or something like that. Okay, keep an eye out. Been meaning to do that. all right, let's go back here. So now, yeah, we got all them skulls, we got the background, we got you. Cool. I'm gonna move that guy. All right. So at this point, this is where I start basically freehanding and doing erasing technique and things like that. So now that this is here, and I went a little darker than I normally would, but so this is where, and I'm going to reduce this down more. I'm going to reduce this down more. Mike Manning with Super Chat. Thanks, sir. Okay, yeah, you didn't have that one. I forget when that might be World. I forget. Sorry. Alright, so reduce the paint down a little bit. And this is where I start, like, building. We can start shading. Adding core shadows. Like, I can darken this up and do some line work in here like this. We can follow this around. I get it dark in here. And then we can slightly darken it off this. Start adding some line work, some crack work. You know, I think it's going to be easier if I do one cam. Let's do, I think the you guys like the 3/4 cam? Yeah, I think that one's good, right? We can do 3/4, and then what I'll do is I'll zoom in. I'll zoom in the upper cam. So we can go back and forth. What's the cheers of the night? I have water. I have water tonight. So, and cheers. And cheers to all the people who survived the AT&T outage. I know it must have been tragic. Alright. So like I said, now I start kind of hitting those darks and start blending that out. So now it gets rid of that stencily edge. Some crack work. My mind is... yes, crack work right here. Just little cracks. But not the crack. And I start blending this stuff out. And we can always bring in a little detail. Details! With a little Gerald Mendez. And just get a little bit of texture in there. A little bit of grit. Yeah, I don't know whose went out when. I'm Verizon. Mine didn't go out, but I think some people did. I didn't even know it was happening until after. So my goal at this point is to really start to soften up any of the stencil edge, okay? And start adding things like core shadows. So this is that core shadow right here, you know what I mean? And maybe some more crack detail and some little pick marks and things like that. Remember, these skulls are really dark at the top, and I do have a black mixed in for the next step. This is still just a deep purple, but I have a deep purple and black mix. The other benefit to like working in light layers. So watch this. I'm going to come and put the core shadow in here. I'm going to grab the stencil again. And I'm going to come into here like this. I want to darken that drop shadow basically and kind of push that background a little further back. So you're going to start pushing that back. Remember, the darker it is, the further back it is. Okay? So the brighter it is, the closer up front. I'm going to just shift this down just a hair. Okay. And then if you work softly, this is the nice part about doing erasing. You can use an electric, you can use a stick eraser. Which do I have? A stick eraser out here. I really got to get this studio better organized. I've been looking into redoing the whole back wall with one of those like workbench organizing systems. So I'm trying to work on figuring out a layout and what brand I want to go with and basically get this place even more organized. Oh, this panel is a 9x12. Each one of these are 9x12. So that's the original one. And then this one. So my normal panels are 12x18s. I cut them in half. When I want to do, I knew I couldn't fill a 12x18 board in one setting. So, but I could fill this. So when you work like this is the best time and about the best stage if you're going to use erasing techniques. So I'm going to use the stick eraser here. I mean the electric, because I don't have my stick in front of me. And this is the battery operated one. This is the rechargeable ones for my water, for the Medea. I haven't charged this thing. I've used this on this charge for about 4 months now and haven't recharged it. It's awesome. I went to an estate sale last weekend and bought a pair of Takumi Eclipses and a custom micron. That's pretty sweet, man. That's amazing. I'm super jealous. Congratulations. Alright, so like I said, this is where you can start doing erasing for highlights. Right. And you don't want to wait. If you're going to be using an eraser, this is about the stage you want to be doing it in. You don't want to wait till you put a lot of paint down. So see how that's nice and soft? And I can like almost tattoo bounce it a little bit and get a little texture. This is a better studio setup. Honey, thank you very much. You are amazing. So then they're here if I want to do this, or I want to hit this edge. So you do it now, it stays nice and soft. If you wait too long and the paint gets too thick, it's going to get really chunky. So don't wait for it to get the paint to get a little too long in the tooth. You want to do it at a fairly early stage. And if you can, I'm going to see if I can find it. This is what happens when I don't plan. When I'm just winging it. Oh, wow. Regular erases. Darren Martin, what's happening, brother? Listen, this is that time when you want to do this, because you can really punch that out. So see how nice that worked and subtle? Paul Poo is what's happening. Wish I could find a deal like that. Yeah, everyone wishes they could find a deal like that. But Big Mom didn't tell you there was some favors he had to do afterwards for that lady. Kidding. Kidding. Dude, the charge, I don't believe how long this charge lasts. And you know, yeah. I'm an Iwata guy. Everyone knows I work with them and I have stencils with them and stuff. They don't pay me to say this shit. They don't pay me like a sponsorship deal, like some people think. I wish they did, but they don't. I can't believe the batteries last that long. It's ridiculous. So now I can make sure that's then so that we got to push him back, right? So he's going to be back in the background. So I got to make sure it's pretty dark. So I got to really enhance that shadow and push him to the background like that a little bit more. Calvin, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Little details. This is going to be in the mid-tone range, you know. And this is going to be one of those, I'm just talking and painting, whatever the bid ends up on this tonight is where it ends up. If I have to finish this after, the bids aren't going to continue. I'm just going to finish it off camera because it's pretty much purple skulls and I'm not going to carry it to a second feed. So, just so people understand that. Oh, shoot. I gotta pause for a second, guys. I just tipped over a 2-ounce thing of candy purple on my desk. Is Bounty truly the quicker picker-upper? It does quite a good job. So my fingers. That's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Boy, I got the dropsies tonight. Yeah, you know what, I'm not all settled in and planned, and I kind of got started late. Stuff happens. And I'm not even having whiskey. So maybe that's why. Kidding. Ray Raw, what's going on, man? No, I'm still having fun. It is what it is. No harm. Just a little paint. Paint on my workbench is not very uncommon to happen. So, I always mix up enough. Or the Steve Leahy, what can go wrong? Alright, before I go too far, what I'm going to do on this skull here, because everyone's biggest issue, typically, and we're going to shadow this, and we're going to drop this down some more, add a little texture down here, get this to blend out. Let's do a little tooth demo, okay? Everyone always has the issues with the teeth. So let's talk about them teeth. You have to rewind. Oh yeah. So the statement. Yeah, we're not doing statement. We're not talking about that. rat tails or dagger strokes. So rat tails and dagger strokes are the same thing. Okay, so what I do here. Let's zoom in. Nice, right there. A lot of people try to do a tooth and they try to go around the whole thing in one shot. Don't. Little strokes that go from the tooth up. You do a little dagger, right? You do another one up. And you can do a little one around, just kind of connect the top. You see that? That little dagger stroke up kind of creates a socket. And once you get in the rhythm, I usually do them all. I usually bring some up a little taller. Nice little strokes. Okay, so you kind of get it like that. Now for these lower ones, same thing. Like from here, just connect up. And then you can do your heavier shadow underneath. And for this case, Mr. Webb, thank you so much. Much appreciated. So like I say, yeah, from here, I'm just going to come around the bottom, darken those, and now I can do the detail of like the palette. It's just up into here, and shade off that darker area. Work to the other side. Remember, just little soft dagger strokes up. Because the nice thing is you work from the darker area and work up, you have a nice buffer to come on up. And because you can start in that dark area. So watch, I'll come right up here and just go up to that point, connect it. Come around the bottom, connect. And once you get your paint going, remember, these ones back here, these are really dark because that's actually in the back. Now I come up to here, I come up to those top ones, dagger up. I connect those tops. By doing those daggers, like I said, you get those nice little, almost like a two socket. Now I'm going to work this guy out. Work under here. I put too much reducer in this candy. I'm getting that like pink hit when it first happens because the candy is like a little too reduced. I mean, it's detailing well, but shadow him. It's going to be fine because I'll go to the darker color in a bit anyway. And this is where you can do a little blast of candy and do your highlights. And the teeth look awesome when you do this. That light can catch the tops. Come off that septum a little bit. Highlight that. Crafton's Custom, what's going on, man? Welcome. Holy smokes, bottom up. Thank you so much. Now I can do it here. You can do those sockets a little bit, highlight them. And you see how fast and easy that was. And the nice thing about erasing technique is you don't get blue shift ever. because you're going right down to your base layer. Michael McClung. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Exactly. So a little work goes a long way. So by just taking your time on these, look, I can keep working it. And with that set up, okay, let me get this eye a little bit done. Then we'll go to our second color. I almost dropped the black. Man, I am like dropsiest tonight. Jesus. God. I am tired. So this is the Takumi. So the first one was my Eclipse Takumi, which is the Eclipse size. This one I'll go to the Takumi Micron, which is the 0.18. If this one's going to cooperate. This one might need... There we go. This one's good. So now that purple's at that mid-tone, now when they come in to the blackish purple, I can put it very strategic. And just get under there. So no, so there's you have a 0.18 micron and a 0.23 micron. The Takumi only comes in a 0.18. It doesn't come in a 0.23. And honestly, the difference between a 0.18 and a 0.2, you ain't noticing it. I ain't noticing it. The 2.3 is a little bit different. Yeah, so you have two different options. I mean, you can put a 0.23 head on the Takumi Micron, but the side feed only comes with unless you custom order it. So this is where that blackish purple can go. So now I can come in and I can darken that, and do some details, do the eye. So now I only hit the darkest areas. I can let that transition happen, so it's not fully blacked out. I get that nice transition. What do you mean, the theory of the needle sticking out further? So, the 0.23 and the 0.18, the needle doesn't stick out further. Unless you put a 0.18 needle in a 0.23 nozzle, then it will stick out further, but the gun's not working efficiently at that point. It's actually lowering the atomization quality because the needle's too far away from the hole. So now what? I'll come onto these guys in the teeth here. And really drop shadow onto here. And just like, you know, when I talked about the fire a few weeks ago, this black is only going over the darkest area of the purple. I'm not going over any white areas really with it because it'll be a different color tone. So I'm working within what I already established. Okay, that's the key again. Paul, what's happening? Like I said, I can keep working these darks now, but I can come back to it. But I just want to get one as close to done, in case I don't get all of these done tonight on camera. So you can see kind of the full process. I'm taking my time, making this look really good. Ray Rod Skullz never get old, man. Never get old. I've heard the Badger Patriot having one of those hot rod large handles freaks up. I hate the hot rod handle. I think it's sloppy. You know, just because of how mechanics work. You look at a Ferrari versus a semi-truck. Long shift is sloppy. Short throw is responsive. So I've tried them. I don't like them. I've tried the short triggers too. I like them for certain things, but I don't like them for everything. Oh, I might have been on 150 on this one. I can see where it's going. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So we are at 150. Where's my marker? Can you guys ever watch Meet the Robinsons? I feel like the T-Rex right now. Like, with the little hands. Nothing's working out the way I want it to work out. So we got 150. Yeah, some guys like it. I think a lot of it, and I'll piss off some people right now. A lot of it's a placebo effect. It's like when people get the soft spring, dude, that soft spring ain't changing nothing. I'm sorry. Maybe my hands are bigger and I know there's a slight difference in push down, but if that push down difference is making that much difference, I just don't see it. And realistically, softer spring, you can take the spring out. If it's clean, your air pressure will put the trigger up to the top anyway without a spring. And then it'll push down with no resistance. I don't know. I think a lot of those are placebo effects. It's like when people put loud exhaust in their car, they think it's faster. It's just louder. But if it makes them happy, it makes them feel better painting, doesn't matter to me. Enjoy. Okay, so I like him. I kind of like where he's at. We'll do some final little stuff here. Blend this guy out. This guy. You can even take a little. Just do a little curve here. We'll do like a little shadow effect. There we go. That's it, you need the whiskey. No, not tonight. The softer the spring would probably open you. The thing about the softer spring is if your gun does get dirty a little bit and your triggers get sticky, it won't push the needle up as fast. So, like I said, I don't change it. I've tried them. I have them all here. I don't use them. Yeah. I put pinstripes on my airbrush, it will be paid faster. It's kind of the theory. Like, I mean, I like Drew's short trigger. It feels great. But for me, it only feels great in the first half of the trigger pull. Because I find once it goes past halfway, way back, which he doesn't paint there. In his style of photorealism, they never pull the trigger back all the way. I find after like 40-50%, the geometry's off when it tries to get all the way back. And for me, it binds up. But that's how I use it. It's not, I'm not saying anything bad about the product. It's just when I use it, I'm like, I don't notice much of a difference. But I do notice like a slight trigger delay. Craig's, you can get away with more errors. Craig's what? The stencils? Yep, too much reducer in this paint. I found my fingers lay across the trigger, so I think the lower right trigger is more for me. Yeah, it depends. Like I said, it depends on your feel and how much you pull back. Like, I'm on top of the trigger like this. Some guys lay like this, and it might be better for it. I lay straight down and push down like this. And I pull this way. But I find it's a problem past this point. I find back here, the odd geometry feels weird. Work, there is more room for realism. The problem with I had Craig's stencils. I loved his original ones. The problem with his were they looked like Craig's drawings all the time. They're very stylized and cool. What I did when I developed these are all anatomically correct positioning. The only thing I did was give them a little scowl on the eyes, but proportionate-wise, they're proportionate to anatomically correct skulls. And that was kind of the key that I wanted when I did these originally. It's been a long time since I developed these, so. Alright, which guy do we want to do next? Let's see. 160 for which? So if you are going to bid on the painting, the purple one tonight, that's the one we're doing. That's at 150 right now. And the original one, this is at 125. Okay. So, Web 160. Those would be the smallest increments I'd like to go in. I don't want to get down to individual dollar bids. But you are on there, sir. Alright, let's go over to this guy here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to bring this down and we'll get this guy. Yeah, see, that ain't happening. I use the whole throw. I move so fast and from far away. When I want big blends, I'm going way back here, and I'm bringing that trigger a lot. A lot of artists only use like the first half. Just a tip. I personally use the entire throw of the airbrush from front to back all the time. No, the t-shirt's part of it, but I also do a lot of big motorcycle work, big truck work, mural work, and when I do fire, I'm moving really fast, very high pressure. Yeah, you just end up getting comfortable with that full trigger pull. So if I go full trigger pull and move fast enough, I get a really bold, thin line because there's a massive amount of volume of paint coming out, but I'm moving fast enough to compensate it. But if I went slow, the line would be like this thick because I'd get blowout. But if I move fast enough, I end up with a really skinny, bold line if I use all the trigger. The software doesn't change, doesn't matter. Whatever software you design work in, you can tile. Like if I'm doing stuff in Photoshop, I just increase the size. I just print it in sections. Yeah. But you know, working back from the t-shirt days, you just get used to using much higher pressure and using all the trigger. Just want to darken that back there. Coarse shadow. Yeah, 33 years doing airbrush work. I've worked on almost every size, shape, and scale item that's available. The only thing I haven't painted is a plane. Oh yeah, I do the reducer trick a lot. I remember when we first started showing that, and that was really Corey St. Clair that was doing it. He's the one that showed me. And I used a ton of it. I used a lot of it back in the day when I did the Walking Dead bike. Because you get a lot of goo the way it pushes the paint. I remember I was doing a bunch of projects and I was using it, and it was going to be on, whoops, wrong channel. Soda back t-shirts back then, and A's we blew high pressure. Oh yeah, same thing here. We operated between 70 and 80 psi, sometimes 90. My sweet spot was like 60, 70 is where I like to be. So still, when I do like cars, motorcycles, like large motorcycles or like semis and stuff. I'm doing fire. I'm at 70, 80 psi. That sucks. So it's that nice sweet spot for erasing. I'll show that nice little highlight in the eye. Oh, look at that. Gotta love that effect. You can do this over, yeah, of course you can do this over metal flake. So this is done in candy, so I'm using candy purple. If this was over metal flake, you'd see all that candy through it, which will come out beautiful. If you're going to do red candy, I wouldn't do purple because you're going to lose a lot. It's going to get really subtle. If I'm using red candy, I'm using pretty much black and weak black. Or sometimes I'll do black and red candy and black 50% for my shading. And then candy over the whole thing. And when I candy, a lot of times I do use a white for my brightest highlights, like this stuff, so they light up underneath the candy a lot. If you're gonna do a full candy overlay. Oh yeah, over flake, it'll look great. You know, like the where's my original? Oh. So the original, we're gonna go in the way back. Let's go back to the way back. This was the original. This was the original done for the back of the artwork. And this, that's done on a really nice coarse silver metallic. All done in, this was like a candy black I did. It's old and swirly. This is, ooh, I don't even know if I signed this one. This is probably 10 years old or more, 12 years old, when I did the original pack of Skullz. Well, this one we did the Iwata pack of Skullz. The original's further back than that. But yeah, that's the original one. It's on a decent coarse flake. Then I'll show you another one. This was when the first one really started, way back, because this was the original pocket graph. The original Skullz are two different sizes. So this was a clock called Killing Time. So if you notice, this skull was bigger than these in scale. There was a small size, and this was a larger size. So when you ordered the stencils, you had 12. You had 6 smaller ones and 6 bigger ones. But you can tell that. So that was a full size one. And then we almost made itty bitty ones, and I do have a set, and I think Steve Leahy has the other set. We did make ultra mini ones as a test product, and we figured they were going to be pocket graphic size, but no one would be able to spray with them very easily. So, do I use a Kratex Wicked water-based? You can do either one. And then, yeah, so that was this whole series. And this was all for a clock, so you had 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3. And then, you know, this was like 4 or 5, which I didn't care. 6 was down, so you could do a whole clock. Yeah, that was a fun one. But yeah, this is an actual, this battery's not in it. Killing time. Should sell that someday. We'll have to see. Well, these are 8 inches. So they're pretty close. If I was to do another one, I'd want them, you know, because right now these are, let's see here. Yeah, so these are about 6.5, 7 tall, depending which one. But I do want to do, I like to do like 8 to 10 inch, like 10 to 12 inch, like full size ones. But the problem is that the market's so, everyone's making their own. So who knows if we're going to make another set or not through Iwata. Yeah, Pack of Skullz is yours. It is mine. I developed them originally with DeVilbiss a long time ago. Actually, I had a diamond plate stencil with them. I had a whole bunch of them. Those I might actually just re-release on my own. I had a metal effects template. And then we did pocket graphics after that. And then I moved everything over to Iwata. And the 2 different sizes was just too much to keep track of, so we did the one size skull. Ten mil's too thick. 10 mil's way too thick. A good, this is, I think these are 6 mil or 8 mil. It's great because they're flexible enough. You get to 8 to 10, that I find them too rigid. But it depends on the brand. So this was a good solvent resistant. So you can soak these in solvent all day long, and they don't deteriorate. That was the nice thing about all the art tool ones. All the art tool ones were always solvent safe. You can make your own stencils, your own versions of your own. Yes. Once water-based paint is a urethane paint. Solvent paint is a urethane paint. It's just what carries the pigment and resin to the surface. Once they dry, they're pretty much identical. And then you clear over it like normal. Yep, not a problem. Do it all the time. Probably 80% of your cars out there are water-based. Have been for a long time. I mean, that's awesome. Thank you for that. This was the first stencil set that I came out with. Yep, 6-pack of Skullz. That was when they went to Vilbus. And then to make it more affordable, when we came to Iwata, we broke it in half to a 3 and 3 set, which I still would rather them just put it back to a 6. Be less confusing. I think the next time we talk about stencils, just might have them do that. But it was nicer to let people just be able to buy 3 than have to buy all 6 at once. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a 30 or 40 watt laser so I can start offering some other stencils on my own. I have so many designs and so many of my patterns. There's a lot of people who don't have plotters that would like them cut, so I was thinking of cutting them as well. It's just money and time. Money and time. And I'm not sure which... I haven't done the research enough to see what size machine that I want. Yeah, I do. I switch back and forth. A good majority of my work now is all water. There's still certain things I can rock faster and solvent just because of the way I spray, and I can spray at a higher pressure and under-reduced and really like force certain flood strokes that are a little harder to do in water-based. But it's a negligible difference. I keep saying Craig. I'm not sure what Craig is. Unless... Unless Route 22 Customs is Craig, which could be. Hello, Uncle Roger, if you're still on. If you're on Facebook, the Facebook feed gets really slow, so I don't often see everyone over there. Where am I getting her? Yeah, I'm not sure. This is when I start bouncing around a lot. They call me Lumpy. No, oil will be called Craig from here on out. Neither did I. But I did doctors tomorrow and the blood work stuff, so drinking a bunch of whiskey tonight's probably not the best idea. For doctor results in the morning. I want them to do a blood test on a whiskey test. So Craig half the time calls me Todd because he made a mistake once. The first time my pocket graphics were ever in an article was Craig Frazier doing an article at Airbrush Action. And he said, oh, I'm using Todd McKay's pocket graphics. And the reason, which is funny because I have a brother named Todd McKay. But he has a friend named Todd, Craig had a friend named Todd McKay, so when he did the article, he just did a slip and wrote Todd instead of Scott. So my brother can always give me hell that his name was published in an Airbrush magazine before I was. Which is thanks to Craig. So now the running joke is half the time Craig Frazier will call me Todd just to keep the joke running. Trigger style airbrushes, not for detail. Graphics, I love them. I love them for doing graphics. I like them for doing my fire fills. I like them for doing murals. For artwork, not enough fine control in that trigger. This is the Takumi Eclipse. So this is the Eclipse Takumi edition, which is the newer version. Standard Eclipse, they're just shorter, and it's a side feed Eclipse. Yeah, this is the Eclipse Takumi, as opposed to the Takumi Micron, which is the smaller one. keep an eye on the chat. Do you ever use reference images for your work? Sometimes. If I'm working from a reference image that I use a reference in for Skullz, never really, other than I have Skullz all around the studio, but I can pretty much do them in my sleep. You know, we do have our little buddy that we bring in from time to time just to talk about light sourcing and stuff. Hold on a second, that's this guy here. You know, a lot of times I'll refer to him if I'm confused or want to talk about like light sourcing. So like if I want to talk about light sourcing here on this eye, and watch how I shade this out. Get all my shadows in here. And then I'll bring out the electric. You know, so I want to look at this and go, okay, where do those highlights sit? You know, I can go, okay, well, there's a lot more here under that eye. You know, I can come in here like this. If I want to kind of check how bright things are. And just kind of work from it. I mainly would look at references if I'm trying to go for more realism. But I tend not to use it when I'm doing like, you know, my own kind of creative style. But see, so I'll do that. I'll use these guys, and that's why I spray them chrome. So I can see, so if you look, see how those sockets from the teeth come up? Okay, so let's get some of those in here. And just kind of bring that into play. See that nice little bright highlight under the cheekbone? Let's hit that. Yeah, see, I'm using a reference for reference sake, not to copy it in general. But yeah, yep. So chrome works great. You spray them in chrome, it's just great for light sourcing. This is actually that Createx chrome. That Quicksilver chrome. Which does a really good job. Yeah, I've been looking at the 40-watt X tool. That's kind of where I've been thinking about going down the road, just snagging one. And they've come down in price so much to where they used to be. And I've heard they're a lot nicer than the Glow Forges as far as more professional quality, less of a crafty quality machine. Yes, I don't even know the difference between the CO2 and the diode. That's stuff I gotta look up to see what I want. So I wouldn't mind having one that can do some, aside from stencil material, that can engrave some heavier material, some thicker woods and balsa woods and things like that, and you can maybe do some engraving, metal engraving and stuff. I'd love to custom make something, but I don't have time for that shit anymore. Just gotta buy what works and use it. And it's not like I'm doing it in my apartment living room. I have a full studio shop to do it in. So I'll get an air extractor, you know, vent it out and all that stuff. Put it where my 3D printers are. Yeah, I don't not breathe that shit in. I know what this stuff does. Like the 3D printing resin printers. My PLA printer's fine. That I don't worry about. That doesn't off-gas shit, but my resin printer, that shit's... There's some nasty stuff floating in the air from that. Oh, so what's going on, man? Welcome. Thank you for making it. I'm getting down near the end of where I'm going to cap this off for the night, and I'll end up finishing this later for whoever is the high bid. So the bids, just so we know, Gary's got this one for a bid at $125. I'll have to look through the feed on Facebook too and double check. I think we got Mark Webb at $160. Gary Shees is $175. Thanks, sir. Yeah, I'm really liking the color tone of this one. Oh, if Gary gets it out, he just go to the same place with his other painting. Saves on shipping, saves me on boxing. Mutant Parasite, all first time chatting, long time watcher from the shadows. Hey man, thank you for popping in. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for lurking. Nothing wrong with that. I lurk on many a people's sites, so I totally get it. Welcome to the chat. It's funny because I think, like I said, the last time I painted with these Skullz really was when we did this. You know, those 6 episodes. So if those of you have these stencils, if you go back on this site to my past recordings, I did each one of these separately. So you have a recording for each skull that's a little bit more in depth than what I'm doing here. So you can always refer back to that. Well, we appreciate you being here. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for saying hi. I chatted more than I painted tonight, so I didn't get as far as I wanted to on this, but that's fine. It's fine. I'll finish it up. So these stencils are available anywhere Iwata stencils are sold. Gary has to have at least 15, maybe close to 20 of my paintings, because he's got a couple more here that have to go to him. But I don't sell the stencils direct. Those are sold any place that sells Iwata, an art tool, sells the stencils. I thought about stocking them and having them here, but it doesn't. I got an inventory and buy them, and it's just easier to let other people sell it. They're available everywhere. which is why I originally sold the rights. When I sold the rights to these, in the distribution and manufacturing rights, it was you were talking 10,000 plus for a stencil. Yeah, so you can get these at Coast Airbrush. You can get it through Amazon. Amazon jacks the price a lot more. You can also get them now because they're carrying all Iwata stuff, Spray Gunner as well. Maple Art Supply, Midwest I think sells them too. Yep. So. Yeah, I think so somewhere between 16 and 20 he's got. Definitely around that number. So my website here, this channel, Bobby, if you go through the videos in the past, I have all the videos on each skull. My store will have this poster. This is the reprint of this. These will be up on the stores this weekend. These will be $20 a piece. And we'll send these out. So these are a good reference for each skull. But you can watch each video. Each 6 video has that skull. Each skull video. There's a video for each skull independently. Already. Then if I was better at video editing, I would edit the live feeds down to an easier to watch video, a shorter video, which I have to do. Or I gotta hire someone who's really good at video editing and have them help me with it. That's another option, because I have so much content that can be edited down into nice shorter videos. Most of these 2-hour live feeds can be edited down to like a 30-40 minute video that I think would be more helpful for people to like learn from, because they won't have to watch the tedious part. Thank you, honey. Speaking of members, we'll give a nice shout out to everyone on there. Cody Adams, Peter, Mike Gillette, all you guys. Got so many guys who've been here. Honey, Mike Manning. And we got a few of you guys going on 7 months right now, I think. That's awesome. Thank you so much. It really, really helps. And so that gives you 15% off McKayFineArt.com, which is where you'll get all the vector downloads and things of that sort. Have a good night, Route 22. Well, we are at the tail end. This painting is at 175. And I think it's about where it's going to stay. Like I said, I'll wrap this up off camera. I'm not going to... Maybe I'll record it. It would make a very cool high speed. No, you can be a member all you want. Oh, Michael Stan's got 150 on the old. Thank you, Michael. There's a video on that old one, too. Thanks for subscribing. And I got some plans for the members. For you $3 a month members, I was talking to a really good painter the other day. We were talking about doing some stuff and got some more ideas I got to get out there this year. And I'm going to start doing some Illustrator and tech stuff and how to do all like the plotting stuff. I'm going to do more of that for members than I am on the channel itself. So if you guys are into that stuff, stay tuned for that. Oh, you watched that one, Michael? Yeah, that was a great one. A little bit older camera setup, but it still holds. Oh yeah, Bobby, there's two. So this is the one doing tonight. This is at 175. And the original one I did back in 2020, the Tri-Skull how-to. This one is at 150. I'm gonna start clean. I got so many paintings. I'm about to, photograph at least a dozen or more of these paintings and putting them on McKay Fine Art in the actual collection store for all the originals of these bigger paintings. I just have, like that big koi fish one, that's a 2 foot by 4 foot painting. That's gonna go. The one I did this year for SEMA, that's gonna go up. The one in the metal flake background, that's gonna go up. That's gonna be a big pricey one, but nevertheless, that's going up. And I just gotta make room. Now that I'm cleaning house, and I save so many of them just to save them, and like I'd rather them hanging in people's houses and make room for more paintings here. Like I have a stack in my basement, some of my old work from the shop that eventually I'm just gonna get up here, polish, and just do like a garage sale. Like I have stacks of paintings in my basement of my old shop displays and studio displays. They're good paintings, but they're old and beat, and I'd be better off getting $50 to $100 for it than having it sit in the basement. Not that I hoard my own work, I do the work and I put it up, and I don't have a retail place where people come in and out, so, and there's been no shows. Usually, we do the World of Wheels every year, and that's been gone since COVID, and, few originals would go there, and I just haven't pushed on it for years. It's just not, most of my original work is done here, or it's done for a client specifically. But if you look back there, there's just so many paintings back there. Oh, I don't have. Okay, I'm going to slow down this anyway. You look at the back, I got that big, huge Iwata painting. This is a big one. Like this takes up a ton of space. That's all done in flake. That's mini flake. This is big flake. Koi's. Just get paintings everywhere. The walls are covered. It's like a high school kid's wall of posters from like magazines. There's the Pirate Skull video from a while ago. That one never sold, so it just sits in the back. And yeah. Oh, you can tell when I turn the lights on. It totally changes the color of this stuff. Alright, start wrapping this thing up. It's 10. I'm going to finish this off camera. So final bids, get them in. So Michael Stanton, I got you at 150. On the old one, I got Gary at 175. For the purple one is where we're sitting. So if anyone wants to make a last change it now. If not, that's where we will stay. But yeah, so McKay Fine Art, I'm going to eventually put all those paintings up. Not all, but a lot. You got to remember too, like when I did the workshops, when I did the ones for Airbrush Action, we do the same painting a lot of times, or rotate them through, and I have 4 of the same painting. The Rendezvous, me and Rhino never doubled them up, but sometimes I'd have the test piece we did prior, and then the one we did at the show. Rob Gillespie, been a while catching the end here. Very cool. Oh, and I got some stuff coming up next week. I'll let you know about. I'm doing a thing. I'm doing a video call with Pasher, which is a body painter. So I'm going to be on his channel next week doing something, and that's going to lead into my channel afterwards. So I'll keep everyone posted on that next week. And that one's a closed group session. It's actually like it's a follow along and draw and paint session. And I can invite a couple people in who aren't paid members. So I'll reach out to you a couple if you're interested. You can come hang out and check it out. And Webb, you are welcome. Thank you for the bids. And yeah, I'm gonna call this quits. And Webb, thank you so much for that parting gift. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you mean makeup and body painting? Yeah, so that's what he does. Would not be doing this is his other forum, which is illustration and drawing. But he's a body painter. Normally, like he's one of the best in the country. So we're gonna do a little thing together. I've done body painting before. It's fun. It's not a horrible thing to have to do. Well, depending on your canvas and subject matter. Let's just say it's not always a treat. Michael, thank you. Gary, thank you for the bids. This is yours. Michael, you are getting the old one. And we will chat soon. Gary, you can let me know what color striping. Probably just do a different purple stripe. Or maybe a bright green, like a lime green stripe would look really killer around this edge, and just do something flipped. Honey, I'll keep you posted on that. I think you'd really be interested in that. Because your pencil drawing work, I think you'd be, because that's what they're doing. It's like realistic skull, gesture skull we're going to be doing next week. So it could be cool. He's someone I think you'd really get into following. But I will keep everyone posted on that. Man, you always got to get that word in there. It's kind of gross sometimes when you say it. All right, guys. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for putting up with a total blind feed of just starting out with some skulls. I appreciate it. I had a blast, and we will wrap this up. I'll take some pictures, keep an eye out for it, and make sure you like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. Please become a member, help support this channel, help it grow. Man, I really want to get to 100 members this year. I think that would be awesome. For me especially, but to get everyone in the community, it allows me to do more stuff. And that's what this is all about. You know, you guys bidding on this and the super chats, that means a ton to me. It helps us grow. It helps it go, because I'm not getting, when I put up the paint sponsors and stuff, they're not sponsoring this as far as paying for these feeds. So I'm not getting paid to do this feed like a sponsor. They'll give me some materials to help out. They'll give me some parts to help these things out. So that's why I support the channel with them. But you guys are the ones that help make this happen. Your bids, your donations, your super chats, your memberships. That's what pays for this feed. It keeps it going. It makes it worth my while to keep doing week to week. So we want to thank you all for that. And we'll keep rocking this out over the next year or more and just keep it going. So let's grow it. We got to 10,000 this year. We're at 10,200 and something. Yeah, we'll get to 11 real soon. And I will see you very, very soon. Next week, we got some plans. I'll keep you posted. See ya.